Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the S&P 500 for Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. The Santa rally continued today across all markets, equity markets that is, as the funds and portfolio managers and large traders continue to make adjustments for tomorrow's expiration and also for the end of the year. And today we did see a large move back into Tesla as they started to build a case for tomorrow's expiration happening at the 1,000 level. And so the market quickly moved back above 1,000 and now continued to go up, but came back down, drifted back below 1,000, ended the day back above 1,000. And I'm pretty sure that's where they're going to want to have it for tomorrow's expiration. Again, it's just large traders coming in, and now they'll just form a very quick and hopefully not so nasty gamma squeeze possibly tomorrow. Now, what does that mean for the S&P? Where are we? What are we doing? So I continue to count what I believe is going to be a larger C wave coming down off of the all-time high at 47.43. Now, what that does pretend is that we're going to get 5 waves of minute degree, of which I just have the first done and the second still underway. Now, the second has exceeded levels of resistance that I think should have completed this particular wave. Now, what we're now involved with is, again, the C wave within the wave 2. And that one looks like we have 1, 2, and then this is just the third. So we may get a pullback back down towards 46.61-ish, and then an additional rally with an additional high above today's closing high at 46.89, and onwards maybe towards this next resistance at 47.06 to 47.13. That's an area that I'm hoping and I'm feeling pretty strong should contain the wave 2. If something else is in play here, then of course it's going to continue and break that high at 47.43. What could that something else be? If it breaks that high, it's going to force this count to stay in place, but this, instead of being a minute 1, becomes a minor C, ending in a failure, as it did not take out the low of the A wave at 44.92. That being the case, it would then suggest that this would then become intermediate wave A down here, and this turns into a likely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A larger 5 waves up. Now, what could that spell? Well, A, new all-time highs. B, we're back into racing up to finish the year possibly around 4,900. So all these things remain in play as this market just swings and pushes and pulls in every possible direction. And so what it appears in my mind, it's not so much that they want to leave it with the bullish picture because we need to finish the year bullish so we can start the new year bullish. It just seems to me that this is what people want everyone to believe. So it's against everything that's realistically happening within the country, within the government, within interest rates, within inflation, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is being pushed aside for someone's personal gain to get it up there at 4,900. So for whatever their reason might be. But that could be the case. Luckily, as a day trader, we don't care. I don't care if this ends up at 10,000. I don't care if this ends up at 1,000. I just want to be able to trade it all the way and all the way. All the way up, all the way down. I don't care what it does. So with that in mind, we need to stay focused, not on where this possibly could end, but on trading what's in front of us. So when I'm doing this analysis and I'm presenting it, What I'm really attempting to do is to kind of give a picture of what could happen tomorrow so that large moves will be in a direction that I've covered in terms of what the count is allowing. So the count did allow for all of the strength here, but it's now beginning to get a little bit overdone, getting it a little bit too far. Now, remember, even under Elliott, a wave 2 can retrace 100% of wave 1. It just can't exceed it, but it can retrace 100% of wave 1 and then come all the way back down in a third wave. In this case, that would be down and it would be a third wave. And I would expect that third wave to still take out the low at 45.25 and take out the low of this at 44.92. That would be my expectation still. And even if it goes up and it touches that 47.43.25, or it goes up to 47.37.75, which is also resistance, it's right here. If it gets up to that high and then turns, I'm still expecting it to break all those lows. And it likely will do it in such quick fashion, it will reject this level and then it'll be done. But on the other hand, if they manage to get this chugging higher and pull all this new money back into the market, get everybody to reverse their positions and continue to push higher, it will be technical. It definitely will not be fundamental. There will be lots of talk about it, but it will not be fundamental. And it won't be news driven. It'll be purely technical. So tomorrow, I think that we still likely may have start lower, as we have now seen 2 days running. We got it Monday to Tuesday. Now we got it Tuesday to Wednesday. We may get it Wednesday to Thursday. We start lower and then race high to finish this move. So that would fit perfectly because remember, this is my count. That's the end of the B wave. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 of C. Then we get a little 4. And I would expect, you know, here's the 4th of 1 lesser degree. It's hard to see. Let me open it up. Got a lot in there. There it is right there. That low, that's the low of the previous 4th. So, you know, we're talking about maybe the market comes back 28 points or so, and then rallies again and gets itself above 46.89, which is where it closed, and then upwards towards this 47.06 to 47.13. So even the round number 4,700 should provide some resistance, and then we have more here, and then we have additional resistance at 47.37.75 to 47.43. And we'll see what happens after that. So that would be tomorrow. Continue to trade what's in front of you. If the market is continuing to move higher and it breaks what I'm talking about in terms of it negates a count, that's fine. Continue to trade what's in front of you. We'll work it out. I'll figure it out, and then we'll go to the next move. But more importantly, we need to be able to trade without either A, picking a top or a bottom. Just trade what's in front of you. Let someone else, let other traders choose where things are going to end. We're just there to play along. So we're going to play the upside. We can play the downside. The moving averages right now are continuing to suggest higher. And I'll start right here on the hourly. We got the 50 getting ready to cross above the 200. From this position where it is, it will cause some additional acceleration up once that occurs. We took out to 200 today, just before we opened, or right at that opening, and we saw what happened. The 20 crossed over the 200. Boom, boom. It just went. The 4's pointing strongly higher. The 8's pointing sharply higher. The 20's pointing higher. The 50 is pointing higher and getting ready to cross over the 200. That's bullish. Now, as these change, same deal. We break below the 4, we should get a little bit of quicker move. Break below the 8 should produce some additional acceleration. break below the 20 should be a nicer slide. That is showing weakness in the market. If we break below, if the 50 gets above it and it reverses again, it's going to continue to add to downside pressure. But until that happens, the pressure's to the upside. So again, for tomorrow, start by, and that could happen in Globex. We get a little pullback, we get an additional rally, we get up towards that 4,700 level, finish this wave 2, and then begin to decline. You will know that the market is declining with intensity because it will start to break the moving averages. Until it does completely, continue to trade accordingly. It may come down and touch the 20 and rally again. It can come down and touch the 8 and turn and rally. So it needs to break, and the bar, so this is an hourly chart, needs to close below it. That is the signal. Nothing in between. If you're working on a lower time frame, starting with like a 5-minute chart, same type of deal. We're looking for the breaks, and those breaks will continue here. So if the 5-minute breaks below the 20, we're likely going to get down to that 461 level. If it breaks below the 50, we're likely going to get down to that 461 level. But this is a 5-minute chart. So this is how high they are. But until they break, if it comes down, it could bounce off of that. So it doesn't, it has to break, and this 5-minute bar needs to close below it to open the path for it to drop further, to pick up some speed and get it going. That's how that all works out. And also you'll see how your 4 and your 8 will guide the market. See, it just was continuing to go higher. Well, that's what was being told to us. So it wasn't, and there weren't any real sells all the way up. There weren't any real sells. Maybe a scalp here and there, and that was it. There were no solid downside moves once we got ourselves going this morning. So tomorrow, small pullback, maybe 20 points, maybe 28, and then continue to rally. I am looking for 4,700 to 4,713, hopefully to contain the wave 2 and to again turn the market lower. The holiday schedule is that the Globex session will, there will be a Globex session, nothing on Christmas. So I don't think on Christmas Eve, we are closed, the US is closed. I believe there may be a Globex, but I'm not positive if one will start at our regular starting time. But I do know there's a Globex session on Sunday that will begin at the regular Globex time. So that is 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central, and 3 p.m. here on the West Coast. And then Monday's regular US session is closed. It's a holiday. But the Globex will start again at that scheduled time. So I will make an update on Sunday that will cover that Sunday Globex session, so we'll get an idea of where things are headed. Because with the holiday coming and tomorrow being expiration, we won't really get an idea of how the traders are coming out of that expiration and what needs to be done. So a lot could be happening on Sunday. So I will make an update on Sunday and to cover us on that Globex session and into Monday. And then the next full update will be on Tuesday, the 28th. I'll make an update on Sunday, the 26th, but a full update after our markets would be on Tuesday. Have a great Christmas, everybody. Have a great trading day tomorrow, and we'll see you next week.